Hello, this is Carol, the Otherwise Woman, and this is my intuitive and interpretive reading of the prevailing energies that will be with us from the full moon on January the 13th until the new moon on January 29th of 2025. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Any resulting enlightenment is purely coincidental and unintentional. So how's your 2025 going so far? In the last reading I did, which covered the first part of the month, we had a card of joy, and I hope that you were able to find some joy, to find some happiness. When I pulled it, it felt wrong, but I was hopeful. And anyway, I think it was good advice to focus on the happy things. And I did have several really happy, relaxing moments. Now, some of the joy I experienced could be schadenfreude, but, well, we make the best of what we get. So this time we have Fire Pit from the Wisdom of the Cailleach deck, the Page of Stones or Links from the Wildwood Tarot, and here's one that has become an old favorite, it seems, Blackthorn, as our Celtic tree ogham. This is likely to be a time very opposite the previous one, when there were moments of happiness, because Fire Pit is about really strong emotions, particularly anger. That's not the only meaning for this card, but that's what I'm feeling from it. Is this is a time when injustices, wrongdoings, ways in which we've been mistreated really weigh heavy on us and fire up that righteous anger, and I will call it righteous anger, as we come into a time of difficulty. This is what Blackthorn signals. A time when we are faced with challenges and we have no other choice really than to just go with the flow, focus on how to make the best. If we are covered in fertilizer, how can we create beautiful blooms and beautiful plants and flowers and something wonderful out of the situation that we're currently in, or that we will be in during this moon cycle? And I'm thinking of the lotus. The lotus has to rise through the muck. If lotus was a Celtic tree ogham, it's probably what we'd be feeling here. And the Page of Stones, or the Links, is, well, it holds back some of the anger, okay? This is not necessarily a time to act on these strong emotions, because Links tells us to wait, consider, get those emotions under control, because Stones is a very practical suit. It's an earthy suit. So we want to stay in the material world, the physical world. But we can use the energy of the Blackthorn to stop. Because another thing about Blackthorn is that by putting us in an unpleasant, or maybe a difficult, tangly up, thorny situation, it keeps us from rushing headlong into something that wouldn't be good for us ultimately. So the moderating influence of links keeps the anger, the strong passions, somewhat under control and brings a practical, but I will also say an intellectual feeling to this, because the Page of Stones can be a student. This is often a card associated with students, with learning, with starting something new. And yeah, it could be a good time to start learning something new. I think we had links not too long ago in a reading too. The emphasis on practical learning or practical magic, whatever the choice may be. So don't go off burning down the world. World's already burning. But how can you channel? How can you channel this fire into a flamethrower that you can use selectively, that you can use cautiously, and that you can use to advantage? Yeah, just playing with blackthorn. Again, sometimes I like a challenge. Now, of course, as I'm looking at this reading, I'm seeing in a very real world application, this could be symbolic of the fires that are raging in California right now. The people whose homes have been destroyed, whose property is gone, as well as the wildlife that has been displaced because of the burning. They're in a situation, in a very unpleasant situation, but they have no choice but to deal with it. And the Page of Stones will bring, that common sense approach to how do we mitigate the fires? What's the best way to take care of the people? It's very much a common sense, practical, and well thought out approach. So, during this period, feel your strong emotions, particularly anger over injustice. How can you channel the unpleasantness that we are going through into something that will be productive, practical, and can lead to a new start? This is sometimes also a card of starting over, learning how to survive in this world once the old world has been disrupted. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope 2025 is an amazing year. And when we look back on it, we can say, well, it might not have been the best year of our lives, but it was really an important year, maybe leading to some turning points. So, if you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me at otherwisewomanccp@gmail.com, and we can discuss the options. Please also like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep those YouTube algorithms as happy as they can be without me allowing comments, because I just can't deal with trolls. I refuse to. And I will see you next at the new moon on the 29th of January. If you are experiencing bad weather conditions. I know I've mentioned the fires, but there is severe cold a lot of places. Please stay well, stay safe, and I will be back with my next reading around the 29th of January. Goodbye for now.